Tennessee, the Volunteers advancing to the championship series in Omaha with a 7-2 win over Florida State. I told you after game one when they beat Florida State on Friday night, the big comeback. I don't have to explain it to you. If you like the reaction, there's 11,000 views on our channel under the live videos that you can go check out. Will Eubanks, that's right. Let's go Vols. Tennessee fans got to be feeling good. But my point being, I told you when they beat Florida State on Friday night, Tennessee was a team of destiny. This was kind of their – you can just kind of feel it. Like they're playing too well right now. Now, defensively, you can make some changes. Had 2 errors. I mean, combined in their 2 games against Florida State, they had 4 errors. 2 on Friday night, 2 today. So I bet Tony Vitello will talk to his team about that. We still have some things to clean up, which is if you're a Tennessee fan and if you're Tony Vitello and Tennessee just overall, something to bring in with a little bit of chip on your shoulder, a little bit of your chip on your shoulder into the championship series. But Tennessee won't play again until Saturday of game 1 in the championship series, like I mentioned, Saturday night against either Texas A&M or Florida. They'll both square off tonight, I think around 8 p.m. Eastern. Florida's got to beat A&M twice. Got to beat them twice. Got to beat them tonight. Come back tomorrow. So that's who Tennessee's waiting to kind of see. I'm sure Tony V. Florida would love Tony V. and Tennessee would love Florida to get a win tonight. Push that to another game. Make A&M use another pitcher. Make Florida go try to play 3 games in 2 days. Use another pitcher. But specifically this game, 7-2 win for Tennessee. Tennessee just kind of had that. I hate to say it. I hate to say it because it's kind of corny and cliche, but the eye of the tiger a little bit today. Just kind of had that look to them like, nah, this ain't going tomorrow. This ain't going to tomorrow. Like, we're into this today. Like, we're not messing around. That's what a little bit concerns me a little bit tonight for A&M. Coming in a little banged up. I think Lavallette's going to play tonight, but I could see Florida getting a little after them tonight. I never sensed that with Tennessee. It's kind of like you saw them getting off the bus. And I know you're like, well, it's easy to say now. It's hindsight 2020. They won 7-2, Dave. Yeah, they did look. You can just see it, though. They got after them immediately, right out of the gate. I mean, it's 3-0 after the into the top half of the first. Then they put another run in the second. I mean, Tennessee got after them quickly 5-0 after 4. I mean, so anyways, Tennessee gets 7 runs. 10 hits, again, committed 2 errors, 4 errors combined in those 2 games against Florida State. Florida State, 2 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors as well. I think it kind of stood out to me about Tennessee, just a couple of things. But let me get to my notes here, my friend. I mean, how could we not begin the game? I always talk about pitching, man. Pitching wins this late in the year. I know people know. The baseball knowers, the people who follow the sport of baseball know. Pitching always beats good hitting. But Xander Zegras, give it to him. 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, only 1 walk. Didn't have a ton of strikeouts, only had 3. But sometimes you see a lot of strikeouts will be a lot of walks based on balls right after that. But again, 6 1/3, solid inning. I thought Tony V made a good decision getting him out of what was it? Was it the 7th off the top of my head when he gave up 2 runs in the 7th? They did a good job of getting him out. Kirby Connell came in and did a good job an inning and 2/3, gave up a hit, 0 runs. And then Nate Snead polished her off. Got Tennessee to Saturday with an inning. Only gave up 1 hit. You remember the top of the ninth and a strikeout. So Tennessee didn't walk many people. They did the first time. Only 1 walk on the day. It was from Xander Zegras. Can't even remember what inning it was. But overall, Tennessee's pitching staff, which is more by committee approach. Now, when Drew Beam gets his stuff going, he's got high-end, top-end, high-ceiling stuff. When he's rolling like he was the other night against North Carolina on Sunday, he's tough to beat. He's got that it stuff. Like, the games that come to mind with Drew Beam were that Sunday's matchup and in the Southern Miss Super Regional last year. That Game 3 Super Regional had in Hattiesburg last year. I thought Drew Beam and Chase Burns, that was a dominant pitcher performance by both them, specifically Drew Beam. But overall, though, my point, Tennessee's been more by a committee approach, but they have some high-end guys. So phenomenal job today. Only giving up 7 hits. Tennessee topped the lineup, just smashed, just raked. Christian Moore, 2 for 4. Blake Burke, 3 for 5 with a home run. Billy Amick, 2 for 5. Dylan Dreiling with a hit. Hunter Inslee with a hit. After that, I mean, Cannon Peoples went over. Kavaris Tears went over. Dean Curley went over. Reese Chapman. And then Cal Stark at the catcher spot went over as well. But the real meat of the order, Christian Moore, Blake Burke, Billy Amick, and Dylan Dreiling had a combined 8 hits. 8 hits in what? 9, 18. Yeah, I mean, It's phenomenal hitting today. I mean, combined 8 hits. I mean, you couldn't ask more from that top of that lineup. And that's where, I mean, not turning this into a Florida thing, but Florida's going to have to produce tonight against Texas A&M. Top of the lineup hasn't been awesome until today, so I think that's it. You're never really worried about Tennessee's top of the lineup between Christian Moore, Blake Burke, Billy Amick, and Dylan Riley. Somebody's usually stepping up and producing. I mean, let's call a spade here. It's definitely been Christian Moore and Blake Burke who've been doing majority of that hauling as well. Let's get to a little bit to the comments. Ronnie Sherrard, appreciate you listening, brother. He agrees. Tennessee Junior, epic in all caps. It was. I mean, Tennessee's going to the National Championship Series, guys. Let that sink in. The University of Tennessee in baseball, which since Tony Vitello's taken over, has had a phenomenal program. Like I said, some people have argued with me. I think top 5 coach in the big 3 men's sports, in men's basketball, baseball, and football. Tony Vitello is a top 5 coach when you really want to talk about that. Brian Dane, not a Vols fan, but everything is lined up for them to win. I mean, it really is. They're in that other side of the bracket. They would have, when they get to Saturday, they would only have played 2 games in that week leading up. So the rotation, the staff's there. It's there. It's there for the taking. Again, Tony Vitello and them, I think they'd be lying to you if they said they weren't. Tony Vitello's a pretty blunt, honest guy. He's probably telling you, yeah, we would like Florida to win tonight. And at that point tomorrow, he could give a damn who wins because, again, they'd be about 2 arms ahead of everybody. Tennessee's sitting good. Remember, you go 2-0, get to today's matchup in that first side of the bracket, you get that extra day, then you go 3-0. I'm telling you, Tennessee already is set up pretty no matter what happens, even if A&M wins tonight. You feel really good if Florida can force that second game tomorrow night. Feel really good. But yes, be sure to like, subscribe, guys. Hit that bell icon to give notifications. I've reacted to every College World Series game. It's had an SEC team in it, obviously. So we like you. We appreciate you joining in, guys. Remember, SEC 5-0 now against the ACC. Remember, there are a lot of people. SEC got a lot of 11 bids. A lot of people saying that was a little too much. 3 of the last 4 teams coming from the Southeastern Conference. 5-0 against the other 4 teams in Omaha from the ACC and another Power 4 conference. Seems pretty dominant to me. Seems like the committee got it right. But specifically Tennessee, man, it just seems like that team of destiny. I know I keep saying that. It's cliche. I should say I don't like saying it. I like saying it because I think it's truth. Sometimes we overthink things and try to get creative with analogies and stuff like it is what it is. This Tennessee team is playing well right now. Don't really see a real weakness. It probably needs a little bit when they get to that championship series, somebody from the bottom of the lineup to step up. But it kind of feels like Tennessee maybe will get somebody like that. Does Hunter Inslee, who's played well in the postseason, does he come back from his 0-for-4 day on Saturday and have a big night? It's usually what happens with these teams from Destiny. Remember Ole Miss 2 years ago when they won it all? They had Dylan DeLucia was a guy out of the bullpen to start the year. TJ McCants struck out a lot, but had a big Omaha appearance. That's something you could see from a little bit of the bottom half of Tennessee's lineup. I really do love where Tennessee is. Really love where they're at, situated. And then, again, it could maybe only get better tonight, guys. By the time you're putting your head to bed tonight to go to sleep, Tennessee could be waiting to see who they play tomorrow. So it'll be interesting from that perspective. But Tennessee with a massive, massive win. I still think Tennessee would have taken care of business against Florida State because after Jamie Arnold, Florida State's pitching, like when we previewed the College World Series, it drops off. I thought Jamie Arnold, who Tennessee beat on Friday, or didn't really beat. Well, they hit fine-ish. Jamie Arnold didn't technically record beat him, but or on the record beat him. But that was the best arm left in the tournament heading into Omaha. Took care of that. But man, Tony V and the boys gotta feel good. Big Orange Nation, Vol Nation. I'm interested to see what color this town of Omaha is painted come this upcoming weekend. I mean, I'm assuming if it's going to be Tennessee, Florida, let's just say hypothetically, it's probably majority Tennessee fans. Tennessee, Texas A&M, those would be 2 both rabid fan bases that haven't played for a national championship in a big sport in a long time. I mean, really since probably, 1998? In the big 3, football, basketball, and baseball, 98, the Fiesta Bowl, Tennessee win it all. T. Martin beat Florida State. It's probably the last time. So I would expect if it's A&M, Tennessee, and I'd say that's what it is, that town's going to be wild this weekend. It's going to be wild this weekend. I mean, it will. I mean, even last year at LSU. But again, Florida doesn't overly travel well in baseball. Year for that, you had Ole Miss, which they took over. I could see it being pretty split here if you get Tennessee and Texas A&M. That'll be fun. I just thought about that while we were on the show. I didn't even think about that coming in when I was kind of prepping, thinking about what we're reacting, but thinking about that, I was like, man, that's really what the city of Omaha wants. That would be a lot of people coming into town starting tomorrow night and Friday to get to that Saturday, Sunday, potentially Monday championship series. But man, guys, Tennessee, we already guaranteed an SEC team in the championship series. Tennessee gets the next 2 days off before game 1 on Saturday night. I think Tennessee's in the complete driver's seat. I think they are easily the favorite. Even if A&M wins tonight, I like where Tennessee is. But, man, Tennessee gets the 7-2 win against Florida State to advance to the College World Series final. Hey, don't say I didn't tell you, man. Tennessee, team of destiny. I'm telling you guys, it just feels like it. And I'm usually pretty good about those feels. So, again, guys, congrats, Vols fans. Keep coming back. We'll have another live reaction, obviously, after the Florida-Texas A&M game. So join us. It'll be a little late tonight, but it's Wednesday night. What the hell else are you doing? Come join us, guys. Appreciate you again. I'm your host, Dave Shumate, coming at you here from the SEC Unfiltered. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like I said earlier. All things SEC, 24/7, 365. I appreciate you joining us, guys. You have a fantastic evening.